I'm going to show you how you can place multiple graphics at once using what we call the image gun or the place gun. And so what I have here on this page is I've created 3 image frames already. So here they are. And I'm not going to select any of them right now, but I am going to go up and I'm going to do a place or a Control D. And whoops, the images that I want to pick, I'm going to go over here. These are all my own images, so this will take me a second. Bear with me. Most of them are my own. And these are some pictures that I took while my husband and I went to Hawaii. Oh, I said Florida. And I like to pick pictures of food. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just select 3 pictures of the meals that we had there. I think this one's kind of a blurry picture, but that's okay. And then I'm going to click open, which you can't see in your window, but that's okay. Now you see that my place gun, it's very similar to the text place gun, except it's images, is loaded. And you can see there's a little paintbrush, which means it will paint the image wherever I place it. And you will also see there's a number 3, which means that there are 3 images in my place gun. And all I need to do to place them is click inside my image boxes, my image frames, and there they are. Now, you can tell that none of these are fitting, so I'm going to select them all. They're all too big for the boxes, and I'm going to use my fitting commands, which I'm not really going to cover too much right now. But now you see I have all my images are fitting inside the frames that I create them. So that's an easy way if you do a layout where you know where your images need to be and you can place your text around them. You can just preset all your image frames to be the size that you need them to be and then place the images in them like that. Now you can also do that. I'm going to move some of these images around, kind of out of the way. And then I am not going to create any image frames, but I'm going to go ahead and load up my image gun again. So let's go take some of the pictures, the flowers and stuff. So there we go. And I'm going to say, okay, now again I have an image gun with 3 pictures in it, but I don't have any frames. But it's okay, because I can actually just draw the frames, and it will draw it in the proportion of the actual picture. And there we go. Now the nice way of doing that is if I want, it's more important to me that the picture be in the right proportion in which it is saved, the original saved, then I want to do it that way. But if I want it to fit inside a layout that I've already created, it's better to use the place gun and click inside the pre-formed graphic frames that I have already created in my document. And then one last thing, I'm going to create one more page here. And I'm going to get rid of the columns, so bear with me for a second. Alright, and why I did that was that, with the first set of frames, I had to go on there and tell it that I needed to go and tell it after I put the images in to fit, how it should fit into the frames. And I'm going to cover fitting it, what the different fitting things frame controls do in another video, but if you already know what they do, then this will make sense to you. You can preset that before you put your images in. So select all your frame boxes, and then you can't really see it, but I'm going to tell it to fill frame proportionally. So now that's what this size is. There's also a little feature, and you can't really see it, so I'm going to try to get it over for you, called auto fit. That works too. that basically just resizes the content if you end up changing the size of the frame. So that's a good thing to check too. So we're going to go check that, and then we're going to go get some content here next. So I'm going to do a Control D. I've got back to my pictures, and I have these great onion rings, by the way, on the island of Kauai. Very, very yummy. And we'll do this picture and this picture. And I'm going to say open. And now I've got my gun again. But now I'm going to place it, and you can see it already proportions it. I'm not going to have to go back and tell it to fill or fit the frame. And then because I told it to auto fit, and here you can see this is the frame, and then the brown bounding box is the actual size of the image, but to fit it proportionally it had to go over the edge. It chopped off the edges, which is okay. But if I want to, I can select that graphics frame, and as I make it bigger, the image gets bigger because I checked this auto fit feature, or auto fit function. So that's kind of how you can quickly put images in a document, particularly one that you've already formatted and you already know what the images are going to be. It's, you know, have to do it one at a time. So really cool.